Hi there, in this tutorial I will show you two easy ways you can make a drum loop in Studio One. This is a beginner tutorial, so I'll be explaining all the features you need to know along the way. This is going to be a very simple tutorial, but feel free to ask questions in the comments and I'll do my best to respond. Right here we have Studio One opened up. Your view may look slightly different. All you have to do is come here where it says new, okay? Then you come to produce beats. You may scroll down so we can produce beats, double click it, then it's going to open up this window. We'll have a new session where we can produce a drum track. You may need to download this if you need the default drum kits from Studio One. I do not need it, so I'm just going to cancel that. So now we have Studio One opened up. All right, just going to close all of this for now. Just highlight all of that. Delete this first because I want us to do this from scratch. Okay, so we're going to remove all selected tracks. All right. So the first thing we want to do after opening Studio One is adding our drum packs or our drum kits into Studio One. So to add drum kits in Studio One, it's really easy. You just come to Files, all right? Then you click Files again at the top left-hand side, right here. Okay, then you scroll down, then you simply locate the drum kit if it's on your hard drive or if it's on your PC. Okay, so if it's on your hard drive, just go to the section where it is, or if it's on your PC, maybe it's on your hard drive on your PC, you can simply locate it right here. Okay, so I already have mine here. Okay, SC2s, I'm a free piano drum kit. So when you locate it, you can add it into Studio One so you can easily access it. So you don't have to come back to that same point all the time. You just right click, then you're going to see where it says new tab from here. Okay, so you're going to create a new tab from here. So when you come to the top of your screen where it says files, okay, you can just click the drop down and you can see SC2s Afro Piano Drum Kit. It's already loaded in there, so you can just scroll there easily. Okay, so it makes it a lot easier. So what I recommend is organize your drum kits into one general folder, all right, so that when you open the main folder, you have all your drum kits, listed in there. So it makes your workflow more organized. So now that our drum kits have been added, we can set our tempo. To set your tempo is pretty easy. Just come right here where it says 120. You can type in any number you want. So let's say I want 100 BPM. Press enter. Now it's at 100. All right. In Studio One, there are a couple of ways you can make a drum loop. I'll show you two easy ways. The first is using the Impact plugin, which is a drum rack. Okay, you can just right click, come to add instrument track. Then here we can come to instruments. Then we scroll, you can see right here impacts under presonus. All right. Then you can just drag and drop in here. It's going to be loaded. And when you drag it and drop, you can see there are a couple of empty pads in here. All right. Then you can simply drag and drop each of your drum elements. So let's go back to files. Then now you can say our one shot. Let's say I want a kick. I can drag the kick in here for this. If I want, let's say, a rim shot or a snare, I can drag that in there. And you can even override. Let's say I prefer this sound. I can simply drag on top of it so it overrides it. And let's add, one or two more percussions. We can add percussions. I have this right here. So we have, now that we have our drum elements loaded on this plugin, we can create a MIDI clip on the playlist view. Okay, so you can just come right here, double click on it. This is a MIDI clip already. Okay, but now it's not in pattern mode yet, because pattern mode is a way that helps you play your drum elements, kind of like FL Studio sequencer. Okay, so now we have to convert this MIDI clip into a sequencer. Okay, and to do that, just press Command Shift and P, or if you're on Windows, Control Shift and P. So it's going to convert it to a step sequencer. Okay, and in here you can quickly lay a drum pattern. So let's play a simple drum pattern. Okay, so this is the kick. I recommend you have it at 116. Okay, So when I press play, so let's add our rim shots. All right, so let's add some percussions. Then we can have another percussion right here. Now, if you feel like some sounds are too loud or not loud enough, you can adjust the volumes by clicking on this icon right here to open it up again, then reduce the volume of the sound. When you select the sound, you can reduce the volume by simply coming to the gain section that is under the amp and then reducing it. I feel like the rim shot is too loud, so I'm going to reduce the rim shots. Now, this is one way to make drums. Let's look at the second way. Okay, so I'm going to mute this for now. All right. The next way is using a sampler. So we're also going to come to instruments. Okay, add an instrument track again. Then we'll come to instruments. Then we'll come to the sampler. Here it is. Then you just drag it and drop right here. So you can drag and drop each of your drum elements. Okay, now you can control your drum elements individually. So we're going to come to files. So let's say we want the kick. You can drag and drop in here. You actually have access to a wider range of pitch compared to the drum rack where you're kind of locked into a single pitch at a time. So we can have that for kick. I'll do the same thing for all the other elements we need. Okay, so we can come right here again, instruments, sample, just drag and drop in there. And then this will be for rim shots. Right, then we can do the same thing again for percussions. We need 2 percussions, so we can just drag and drop in there, have it in here. Okay, so now let's play pattern. So we're going to come right here. You can also create step sequencer for each one of them. So let's say I double click this. This is my MIDI clip for kicks, so I can either play it on the piano roll, all right, or I can create a sequencer by just coming to the beginning. Okay, then Control Shift and P. It's already a sequencer. Placed on the piano roll. Okay, so let's do on the piano roll. Can adjust the volume from the side here. To create another MIDI clip, then Control Shift and P. You can left click it again to take it out. So depending on you and your workflow, you can use either of these drum styles to make your drums in Studio One. But now let's look at how to add shaker loops or drum loops into Studio One. And it's also pretty easy. Just go to your loops from your packs. So let's say we have a loop right here. If you can hear, it's already fits into our project tempo. And if you don't want that, that's where previewing the sound, you can turn it off by clicking this. And then you can see it's no longer with the project tempo. When I click this, it will be with the project tempo. let's look for shaker loops. One shaker loops. All right, so let's drag and drop this into. So you can see it's already set into our project tempo. So when I press play, if for some reasons you do not want the loops to match the tempo, you can turn it off by opening the track inspector. When you click F4 on your keyboard, you can see we have a track inspector opened up by the left hand side of your screen. You will see the tempo which says stretch, right time stretch right here. You can turn it off to don't follow, and you see it to be out of sync. And if you want it to follow or be in sync again, you can click time stretch and to match your project tempo. So let's see how this sounds with our previous drums. Okay, I'll turn this other drums off. So this is how to make drums in Studio One. Pretty easy, right? If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button so other people can find this video, and subscribe for more tutorials, tips, and tricks. I remain Sir Classy. See you soon. Cheers.